Hi, I'm here to talk about the sociological imagination. It's a really foundational concept within sociology. It was introduced by Wright in a book that he wrote called The Sociological Imagination that was published in 1953 or 1954. Now, that doesn't seem that long ago, but it is more than most of our lifetimes. But it's not that long ago in terms of just the overall history of thinking or in the sociological thought itself. Wright was here in America. You'll notice that some of the sociologists, early sociologists we read about are Europeans. However, he was an American sociologist. We're going to be doing a directed learning activity where you'll read a numbered article and then answer some questions. You'll want to answer the questions as you're reading the material. It might be helpful to read it first and then go back and answer the questions, or in your second reading, read it and then answer the question, read it and then answer the question. But I wanted to give you a quick overview. I think it'll be very helpful. So at the beginning of the sociological imagination, Wright is telling us that people feel that their lives are a series of traps. Now that seems kind of a little bit gloomy, but he is recognizing that people are feeling overwhelmed by their circumstances. And then he next tells us that people are not really connecting these feelings to aspects of the social structure. So he's pointing us in that direction. He says rather than people just feeling that they're entrapped, if we start looking at the social structure, we might find some answers. He recognizes that there's been really rapid social change, and that likely has led to people feeling even a bit more trapped. So then he goes on to introduce the sociological imagination to us. He says it enables its possessor to understand the larger historical scene in terms of the meaning of inner life and the external career for a variety of individuals. So in that sentence, he is pointing us to take a look at the larger historical scene and how that has an impact on individuals. Shortly thereafter, he gives us another definition about the sociological imagination. He says it enables us to grasp history and biography and the relations between the two in society. So history, he's talking about the bigger aspect of social structure, and for biography, he's talking about us as individuals. He says there's 3 essential questions to ask when starting to use the sociological imagination. And the first one is, what is the structure of the society? So his number 1 question is, what is structure? The second one has to do with history. Where is this society in human history? And then third, he wants to know about the people in the setting. So by looking at these 3 questions, 2 of them are directly related to big aspects, society and history. His third question is about people. So it does tell you he's putting his weight on trying to understand society and how that impacts us as individuals. Later on, he makes a definition. He talks about 2 different things. He talks about troubles and about issues, and gives a definition of these things. And when talking about troubles, Mills introduces that is the personal troubles that we feel. That is something that's related to our individual biography. But he also references issues. And issues, he says, are located in society. So issues may in fact be responsible for our troubles. He wants us to think along those lines. It's not just to feel kind of trapped in our personal troubles, but to try to take a look at the issues that are located in the social structure. And throughout the sociological imagination, but we don't read it in this particular excerpt that we find, But in his entire work, he really advocates for sociologists to engage in social change. So to not just identify troubles, nor just identify issues in the public structure, but rather to make change. He goes on to give us some really good examples that I think you'll find informative to understanding his work. I really hope that this quick overview gives you a place to get started, kind of gets your thoughts moving on this idea. Hopefully you're watching this before you start reading the work, because I think it's really helpful. And of course, if you have questions, you're always welcome to contact me. I have my email address. You can contact me through Canvas, and we can schedule a time to talk by Zoom if that's what works. Thanks so much. Have a great day.